2024 was definitely a year. Persona 3 came out again. Concord came and left faster than an introvert at the club. I still don't have Tekken 8. Marvel vs. Capcom 2! And most importantly, I played games. Make note that this list is not only games that came out last year, because your boy plays a lot of old games, so don't get it twisted. I'm Burnt Toast Boy, aka Turkey Bacon Club with honey mustard, and this is my top 10 games I beat in 2024. Yeah?
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
I don't even know how to describe this game, but I love it. It's wacky, weird, gory, sexy, and hard all at the same time. Don't get me wrong, the game is like stupid difficult, okay? Like, doesn't want to pull punches. Like, even if somebody asks it to pull punches, it doesn't want to pull punches. I mean, luckily, you can turn down the difficulty if you don't want to completely stress yourself out, pulling your hair out and, you know, destroying another Xbox controller. Even in decreasing the difficulty, the comms still combo you to oblivion. It is nonsensical, but somehow still good. Don't get me wrong. This game's roster is also just amazing. I mean, we all know everybody's favorite waifu, Morgan. Beep beep. Let's all get into the Morgan car. But then there's also BB Hood, John Talbane, and of course, Sasquatch, my neighbor. That beautiful bastard. Along with the wacky characters, you also got some unhinged Looney Tunes style specials that I've ever seen in fighting games. You like Lilith's stage special where she makes you dance on a stage. Why? I don't know why she's not dancing on the stage. She's making you dance on the stage and then scoring you. Like, I didn't even want to perform today. And then you got Dimitri's special, which is sus as all hell, turning you into a girl. I mean, like, give me the option. If you like this game, you can find it in the Capcom Fighting Collection, which is on PC, PlayStation, yada yada. You definitely should go play it, especially so that Capcom can make a new Darkstalkers game, please! Thank you.
Do not be scared, okay?
It's just that's my first time.
Okay, it's mine too.
This might as well be the first game in the Uncharted series, because once you play Uncharted 2, Uncharted 1 kind of just fades into that endless void in your mind. Before making you feel like a bad husband, Uncharted made you feel like an action hero, and this can't be more true for Uncharted 2. I know a lot of people say that the climbing sections in Uncharted games can be tedious, but I felt like Uncharted 2 really makes the climbing fun, and the gunfights are tough at times, especially with the stupid armored dudes. Like, come on. But it is fun to just kind of run around shooting guys in the head, get up in a guy's face, start doing the melee, start you know, QTC, whatever. And the different areas in Uncharted is also like super cool. I mean, like, you go from a tropical jungle to like a mountain, like just a span of a boss fight. What other game really does that for you, man? This game comes with real Frostbite gameplay. Get your PlayStation Move out to feel the hypothermia in real time. I'd say this is almost like a perfect Uncharted game, but there is the Yeti part. And the Yetis, the Yetis are just, you know, let's just move on. If you enjoy adventure games, you should definitely pick up Uncharted 2. You can get it in the remastered collection. That's what I did. Look at him. Look at this sexy fucking beast, dude. Look at that guy. I get it. I find it weird that there are a bunch of old PlayStation games on the PS5 that you have to get PlayStation Plus for. But at the same time, you just get Parappa the Rapper too, with no PlayStation Plus, by the way. Parappa is a famous and well-accomplished musician. He revolutionized the rap game by rapping about believing in yourself and making burgers, rather than rapping about money and women, which, don't get me wrong, he does get plenty of. Parappa is like Kendrick Lamar. When I play the game, he's like the guy that Kendrick Lamar murdered last year. When it comes to rhythm games, they're never really too easy, especially when you have rhythm. This one, it really does feel a lot harder than your average, I don't know, Guitar Hero on medium mode or something. Parappa the Rapper, he doesn't play around with his raps. You gotta understand, he ain't no joke, he ain't no bitch. You can mess up so many times in this game. It is so easy to fuck up. But at the same time, even though I fucked up in every song I played, I somehow beat the game. I only lost at one stage, and that was the ending. I lost at the ending when everyone was congratulating me. They stopped clapping for me because I fucked up my chorus. Even though Parappa is now pumping crypto scams, I really do hope he comes back to the rap game soon. Evil's coming tonight. Evil's coming tonight. Evil's coming tonight. Evil's coming tonight. It may be evil tonight, but it's pizza tomorrow night.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This game may not be the scariest horror game I've played, but it really does not decrease this game's value. It carries its inspirations with it in each area of this game. The enemies look like they come straight from Castlevania. Like, it felt like I should be wielding a whip instead of a gun at times. But at the same time, the gun is understandable because the area is like the mansion from Resident Evil. So it's like I'm Simon Belmont killing zombies in Resident Evil, am I right? Like it's the best of both worlds. Anyway, the premise is also really original and interesting, of like having a medium go into the past situations of this mansion. Adds a different layer to the game instead of it just being a zombie outbreak or the guy got possessed and now he's a zombie, and oh look, Kevin's a zombie now too. You know, I like the fact that we can change it up, and I like that mediums are doing more than just rubbing an orb and telling you about your fucking lottery ticket or scamming people. The main character also makes so many quips and is just constantly like taking the piss out of the fucking situation. Like, she's just so funny, and honestly, I love her. I wanted to play this game from the first moment I saw it on a YouTube video, and I was not disappointed. Also, don't ask me what the YouTube video is. I can't remember. I do have to say I'm not a fan of the lack of the mini-map. Like, having a survival horror, you need some kind of map or some situation to tell you where you are. And then also, the ammo is not really replenishable. There's a fixed amount of ammo in every area, and you run up pretty quick. But still, this is a worthwhile game. You should play it. Agumon Digivolve 2 Number 6 Mon! Nostalgia is the biggest drug to exist, right next to crack and anime thighs. That means Digimon World Next Order was a drug dealer because I was absolutely addicted to the nostalgia it gave me. I'm a fucking junkie. This game really plays like the original Digimon world. I mean, except for the fact that you have an extra Digimon, which just gives you more to do. It lets you play out all the Digimon forms that you want to have in your gameplay. And it is way more accessible than the first Digimon world, where the first Digimon world was a complete grind. You had to sit in the training room for years just to get your Digimon to do one push-up. This is like you get your Digimon to do 20 push-ups, and then you can still also have a goddamn life afterwards. Just like the original Digimon world, The music is just so calming and relaxing because they really want you to take your time. This is an RPG. This is not Uncharted. This is not Evil Tonight. They want you to move at a more leisurely, strolling pace rather than running and gunning in to the next area. You guys hear that? No, that's that good shit. I need to let you know, this is not like Pokemon. Mainly because you don't clean your Pokemon shit. I mean, some of you should really pick up after your Pokemon, but this game is super niche and not for everyone, even if you like Digimon. But if you like the original Digimon world, definitely play this game. He's back! Tomba the household name is finally back to not only grace us with his presence, but to throw more pigs. Also, that's not Tomba. I just want to let you know that this guy, that's a pig. It's not Tomba. Tomba is a different person. I'll put Tomba on the screen here. Okay, you put Tomba in my hand right here. Okay, that's Tomba. You see, this is Tomba. I fixed it. If you don't know Tomba, Tomba is a classic PS1 game where you are in a side-scrolling environment and you're just this little monkey boy kind of thing with pink hair. You jump on top of pigs and you throw them. That's really just the gameplay completely explained. I mean, you do get items like in Zelda, like you get a boomerang, you get a flail, you get things you can throw. Really, Tomba just throws things. That's the core. That's the essence of him. But how the remaster makes this better is that the old PlayStation game would make you save at a stupid fucking sign. You can now just save wherever you want. Start right back where you were. Right back where you left off. I love that aspect. I love it so much so that this actually became the first game I platinumed on my PlayStation console. That tells you how special Tomba really is. Even though I got my platinum trophy, I'm not gonna put Tomba at #1 because I already know Tomba. I hope the remaster of Tomba 2 will be just as good or even better. But whether it does better or not, Tomba will always have a place in my heart. And if you'll excuse me, I need to see the doctor.
Everybody's running and the world gets so crazy. People work so hard, there's no time to be lazy.
Tell me, boys, have you ever wanted to care for a bee? No? Didn't think so. Have you ever wanted to fight a tent? I mean, maybe some of us during camping, but no, I understand. Now, have you ever wanted to beat the shit out of a cult? I mean, that actually does really sound fun, you know, when you think about it. For years, I've only known and seen Ness through the lens of Smash. And now that I've played this game, I'm kind of just pissed that Nintendo hasn't done anything with this. Earthbound is weird. It's wacky. It's unique in a unique way. You can't predict this game, like, at all. It never does the thing that you think it's gonna do. It doesn't do what Final Fantasy does, where, you know, you're in the woods fighting a dog bear or something. It instead goes like you're fighting Old Man Jenkins and his lawnmower, and I'm not even I'm not even trying to like be silly here. That is the stuff you find. You have moments where people have turned into zombies. You have this whole section where you go into a sewer and you fight like literal shit and vomit. You fight aliens from outer space that are stanced up like you're going to be dominated by them. There's so much that happens in this game. It's really hard to even describe to somebody. Like, rather than thinking that you just played a classic Nintendo game, somebody could probably just think you got high, like really high. The game, though, in terms of RPGs, does not fuck around at all. The combat is insanely hard at times. It is so precise. If you don't do this move at this time, you will get your ass rocked. Probably the most unforgiving RPG I've played. And of course, you can't expect something different because it's an old title. I can totally understand now why this game inspired so many indie developers, and I really hope that this game continues to inspire people for years to come. Or, Nintendo, you could just remake the old one, maybe. Hey, maybe you could do that? How about that? What is it, boy? What? What is it, boy? Number 3 fell down a well? Now, we all know Donkey can't do games. Snake Noise, Wild Wild Smith, Kill Butt 2. Well, actually, that one was a classic. But you get the point. He can't make games. But who Donkey does know is Billy Basso. And Billy Basso knocked this game out of the park. I'm not being facetious or hyperbolic in any way when I say that this gameplay is of something I've never really played before. It's hard to pinpoint what Animal Well is. It feels like a platforming puzzle kind of game. You get items, you have to solve ways of traversing the area, but in unique ways rather than just jumping on something's head or punching and kicking something. You're throwing a yo-yo to make a chinchilla walk, or throwing a frisbee to distract dogs. It's very odd, but it's also very well thought out. The game's difficulty isn't... You can't just adjust the difficulty, but it also isn't some kind of impossible hell gauntlet. You understand the situation, you understand what you need to do, and it's really executing it properly is the challenge. But you know that the challenge can be thwarted. You ultimately can do it. It doesn't seem impossible. It seems very possible. And that's what I like about it. I like that it doesn't make the game feel like it's just inaccessible, but rather it shows you what you can do, but you have to work for it. I do have to say, if you're afraid of animals, don't watch this part. In fact, don't acknowledge this part. Actually, walk away from the device that you're watching this video on, and I'll call you back when it's done, okay? I care about you. I say all this because there are moments in Animal Well that will absolutely scare the shit out of you. These things naturally aren't scarier than a big alien monster that's trying to eat you. These are just regular animals, but because of your size, these things are like serious threats to your life. The ostrich part. The ostrich. That neck be long, boy. Like he's stretching like Mr. Fantastic to get your ass. That makes it so much more like unnerving because you don't even realize it's going to do that. And then the part where you have to take the frisbee, I don't want to talk about it. I refuse to talk about it. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. There is just so much to see and do. What an amazing game. Big Mode, you did a good job.
I want to be a cowboy, baby. I want to be a cowboy, baby.
It took me a while to finish this game because I got hit with terminal lumbago. Luckily, I was able to make a full recovery so I could complete the game last year. This game is really, really long. Longer than YouTube ads, and those take forever. But it's this long because it has multiple ways you can actually just play the game. You can take your time and have a more scenic route, do some hunting, right? Fill your catalog with different animals, especially if you're a collector or a completionist. This would be really filling for a person like you. Just so many things you can grab in this game. So many pelts, so many animals, so many plants. You can look at the shimmering water, waterfalls, the mountainscape. It's just so beautiful. It really encourages you to take your time and take it all in, just soak it all in. The side characters that you meet in the game Some of them are not really side characters, they're integral to the story, and some of them are just one-off missions, but it feels like every character that you really come across, they feel alive, and they feel like they add some kind of layer to this game that if they weren't there, then something would be missing. It does something that I always appreciate, but at the same time hate, and that is making you care deeply for characters. Once you care for those bastards, you know they're gonna try ripping those away. But just like GTA, you can be a deranged murderer, and isn't that the real reason why we play these games in the first place? Something I would love to do is just kind of walk into a bar and just start antagonizing people until I got a fist fight. Just have that classic drunken brawl that I will never do in real life because I don't want to get punched in the face, but of course I would let Arthur Morgan get punched every day of the week. If I could just play out those brawls alone, that would already be a good game in itself. But then it has even more to offer you. The missions, I know people have talked about them being tedious with the gunplay, but I thought it was really fun to get like headshots and see the slow motion replay of this guy dying. You could have, of course, do wild things like shooting lanterns, making them go on fire, dragging somebody behind your horse. You can drag a guy behind your horse, then light him on fire. It's your decisions at the end of the day. And that's also a thing that it wants to let you understand, that your decisions are what shape Arthur Morgan. There are certain dialogues in the game that change whether Arthur was a good person or a bad person. That aspect is always fun to explore in games, gives it some replay value. The only reason I wouldn't replay this game is because of how long it is. But that definitely is something that is in my mind if I do come back to it. I feel like this is Rockstar's best game ever, and I will stand 10 toes down on that. Play the damn game.
Before, the back rooms were a thing, okay? Jingle, jingle, pay attention.
We are finally at number 1. Shit, I forgot to call those guys back after the animal well part. Fuck. Now, before I get into this game, I need you to know that Crow Country is nothing like Donkey Kong Country. Yes, Crow Country is my game of the year. Believe it or not. This is because Crow Country has that old school resi feel that makes me go, God damn! Like I just saw a yellow Game Boy in your back pocket. And your fat ass. The vibe of this game is just... I love the atmosphere of this game. Intense, but not too intense. It plays around, but it doesn't play around too much, if you understand what I mean. It's hard to fully feel horrified when you're in an amusement park, but I feel that also added to the creepiness of it. It kind of is in the you get the best of both worlds. The combat is a lot more different from that classic resi that it does take a lot of inspiration from. It gives it its own personality. Because instead of just pointing your character in a direction and shooting, you actually have to aim. You actually have to aim with a cursor to get that big headshot. Want to do that, you have to be on point with those. So there's some difficulty to aiming aspects of the killing of the monsters. You can also hit things in the environment, like you can shoot the chandelier to drop it on a monster. You can shoot barrels. You can shoot little electric panels at the side because this is a amusement park. So everything's running on electric generators, right? The characters, they're fun, but they're not too silly. They understand where they are, but they also understand that they need their money, or I'm gonna go back to my job, even if it's infested with zombies, so that I can get my last check, okay? And my bonus for working the holiday, okay? I don't care if you're infested. I don't care if everyone's dead. Where's my fucking severance package? But just like in Evil Tonight, they make a lot of witty banters and comebacks to each other. because in a gritty situation, you're going to find something that can kind of get your mind out of the thought process of being there. It may feel silly to some, but it feels realistic to me. I specifically put Crow Country as my number one because out of all the games on this list, I feel like it is the only one I would actually go back and replay this year and even years to come. Like, I don't know if I'll replay Tomba again. I don't know if I'll ever play Red Dead Redemption 2 again. But I already have the want to play Crow Country again. The story also had me going absolutely buck wild, and the ending had me stunned. Games like Crow Country make me believe that one day I will not need AAA games. Well, boys, that's my top 10 list. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, become a member of the Burnt Boys Club, because the Burnt Boys Club is the greatest place to be, and if you join, you may be number 1 on my top 10 games list next year. Or you'll be number 3 depending on your graphics. Also, check me out on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, and even X if you really want. Also, let me know what your favorite game was from 2024 and which game on my list resonated with you the most, or which game you played on my list. Or just say hi to me. Whatever. You made it this far, so go eat a sandwich. You deserve it. And remember, stay toasted or get burnt. Number 3, ball torture. Cock and ball torture. No, I'm not showing my cock and ball to the camera.